Hello students, today we will learn loops and control statements in VB.NET. Before starting the loop, we need to understand what is loop. Though we have already learned this concept in first and second semester C programming, but we are revising the same thing over here with the help of flowchart. So basically, loop statements are used to perform execution of statements multiple times. Loop, it contains statements which are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by the second, and so on. Programming languages provide various control structures that allow for more complicated execution paths. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times, and following is the general form of loop statement in the most of the programming languages. As you can see in a flowchart, this is the starting point. From here, first of all, it goes to the condition. If the condition is true, it will execute the conditional code, go again to the top and check the condition. This loop will continue until this condition is true. As soon as the condition is false, it will come out from the loop. This is the basic structure of loop. VB.NET provides following types of loops to handle looping requirement. The first one is do loop. It repeats the enclosed block of statements while a boolean condition is true or until the condition becomes true. It could be terminated at any time with the exit do statement that we will see later on. The next loop type is for next loop. This is the what I can say, we have already learned this for loop in C programming, but the syntax of for loop has been little bit changed over here. It repeats a group of statements a specified number of times, and loop index counts the number of loop iterations as the loop executes. The next one is for each next. See, this is a special kind of for loop which is designed for array kind of data structure. It repeats a group of statements for each element in a collection. This loop is used for accessing and manipulating all the elements in an array or VB.NET collection. Generally, for each loop is used when we do not have the upper bound and lower bound of an array or collection list, right? The next one is while and while loop. It executes a series of statements as long as given condition is true. It is obviously available in C programming, while loop our traditional. Next one is the nested loop. If you write loop inside the loop, then it will become the nested loop. So we can use one or more loops inside any other while, for, or do loop. Then it becomes the nested loop. So let us start with the first loop type, that is do loop. Do loop, it repeats the enclosed block of statements while a boolean condition is true or until the condition becomes true. It could be terminated at any time with the exit do statement. Here is the syntax for do loop. As you can see over here, the condition is specified in the beginning, so it will become the entry control loop. You might have learned this concept in C programming, entry control and exit control loop. The loop which is being controlled at entry time, it is known as entry control loop, and the loop which is being controlled at exit time, it is known as exit control loop. Okay, so this is the entry controlled version of do loop, and this is the exit controlled version of do loop. Okay, you can write do while or do until, then you can specify the condition, then group of statements and loop. Over here, this loop indicates the scope of this do loop. Similarly, here also do, this is the exit control loop, do group of statements, then loop statement, either you can write while or you can write until and then condition. This is the flow chart for do loop. As you can see, this is the starting point, then the conditional part, conditional code is there. See, the flow chart here demonstrated is for exit control loop, right? So the conditional code, conditional part, if it is true, then move upward, execute the code and continue. Okay. The next one is for next loop. Obviously, you know that the for loop is an entry control type of loop. Okay, so first of all it will check the condition and then after it will execute the body of loop. It repeats a group of statements a specified number of times and the loop index counts the number of loop iterations as the loop executes. The syntax for this loop is for, then you need to specify the variable or you can say the counter. You can specify data type or else whatever value we are specifying over here, the data type will be automatically assigned to that particular variable. Over here, if I write for counter I equals to 0, then the data type of counter variable I becomes integer. Okay, so for variable equals to initial value TO2 and last value. Okay, now you may be thinking that, sir, if I would like to skip multiple numbers, let's say I would like to skip two numbers instead of one, right? So you can write step keyword over here. Step is the keyword and the small letter step is the numeric part. So if I write for I is equals to 1 TO2 10 step 2, then this loop will be executed for 5 times. First of all, it will be executed for I is equal to 1, then 3, then 5, then 7 and then 9. Okay, the next statement indicates the scope of this for next loop. This is the flow chart for the for loop. Initialization, the conditional part, before entering into the loop it will check the condition. If the condition is true, it will execute the code, increment the variable, then again move back to the conditional part, check the condition. If it is true, execute the body. If it is false, come out from the loop. Okay, so this is what for next loop. The next one is the for each next loop. As I told you earlier, this is the special kind of loop which is designed for array or collection kind of data structure. It repeats a group of statements for each element in a collection. This loop is used for accessing and manipulating all the elements in an array or a VB.NET collection. The syntax for that is for each, then we need to specify the array variable over here in group. Let's say I'm having an integer array of 10 elements and I would like to print all the elements of this array. Then I have to write down for each x, where the data type of x will be an integer, for each x in array A, where A is a collection of elements, integer array, right? So this loop will get executed for 10 times as my array A contains total 10 elements. Over here, we don't need to provide any conditional part. The loop will get terminated as soon as it processes the last element of array. Okay, the structure look similar to our for next loop. The only difference is that instead of for, we'll write for each, right? So it will process each and every element of array. That is why it is known as for each next loop. The next loop is while loop. As we all know, this is the entry control loop. It executes a series of statements as long as the given condition is true. The syntax for the while loop is while condition group of statements and while. And while indicates the scope of while loop. Over here you can see the flowchart for the same. While condition, if the condition is true, execute the body. Once again check the condition. If the condition is true, once again execute the body. If it is false, terminate the loop. Okay. Next is the nested loop. As I told you earlier, nested loop means what? If we write loop inside the loop, then it is known as what? Nested loop. VB.NET allows us using one loop inside another loop. Following section shows few examples to illustrate the concept. As you can see here, the syntax for nested for statement in VB.NET is as follows. Over here I have taken for loop for demonstrating nested loops. As you can see, for counter 1 equals to starting value to last value. Again one more, for counter 2 equals to starting value to the ending value. Then the body of nested loop, scope ending of innermost loop, that is for counter 2, and scope ending of outermost loop, that is for counter 1. So this is how you can write the nested loop. You need to remember, you might have implemented a program of matrix, addition of matrix, subtraction of matrix, right? In that kind of program you require nested loop, so that you can implement with the help of nested loop in VB.NET. The syntax for nested while loop statement in VB.NET is something like this. While condition 1, inside that while condition 2, then body of the while loop, and while for innermost while loop, and end while for outermost while loop. Similarly, the syntax for nested do while loop statement in VB.NET is do while or until the condition 1, innermost while do while loop, do while or until condition 2, body of the nested loop. First loop indicates the termination of innermost do while loop, then second loop indicates the termination of outermost do while loop. Okay, so this is how you can implement nested loops in VB.NET. Next we are having the loop control statements. Loop control statement controls the loop. Let's say if we want to terminate the loop in between, rather than before uh, ending or before reaching to the last termination condition, right? So that we can do with the help of loop control statement. Loop control statements change the execution from its normal sequence. When execution leaves a scope, all automatic objects that were created in the scope are destroyed. VB.NET provides the following control statements. The first one is exit statement. It is something similar to our break statement in C. It terminates the loop, and whatever statements we have written after the exit statement, that won't get executed. It terminates the loop or select case statement and transfer execution to the statement immediately following the loop or select case. Next one is the continue statement. This is similar to our continue statement in C programming. It causes a loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retest its conditional part prior to reiterating. And the next control statement is goto statement. It is also similar to our goto statement in C programming language. It transfers the control to the labeled statement, though it is not advised to use goto statement in your program. It is similar kind of advice were given at the time of C program we might have learned, right? So first one is the exit statement. Exit statement transfer the control from procedure or block immediately to the statement following the procedure call or the block definition. It terminates the loop, procedure, try block or the select block from where it is called. If we use nested loops, for example, one loop inside another loop, the exit statement will stop the execution of innermost loop and start the executing the next line of code after the block. It indicates that if we use exit statement in nested loop, then exit statement will terminate the innermost loop where we have written the exit statement. The rest of the loops will keep on executing. The syntax for exit statement is, if we write exit with do, then we need to write down exit do. If we write exit for loop, then we have to write down exit for If we write exit with the function, then we have to write down exit function, exit property, exit select, exit sub, exit try, or exit while. You don't need to write all these things together. You need to write them one by one. Exit do, or exit for, or exit function, or exit property likewise. This is the flowchart for the same. This is the starting point, body, condition. If the condition is true, it will keep on execute. If the exit statement is encountered, then it won't execute the conditional part. Immediately it will come out from the loop. Okay. Next one is the continue statement. The continue statement causes the loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retests its condition prior to reiterating. It works somewhat like the exit statement. Instead of forcing termination, it forces the next iteration of the loop to take place, skipping any code in between. For for the for next loop, continue statement causes the conditional test and increment portions of the loop to execute. For the while and do while loops, continue statement causes the program control to pass through the conditional tests. Okay, over here I would like to tell you the basic difference between exit and continue statement. You need to remember, exit statement terminates the loop, whereas continue statement skips an iteration. This is the very fine difference between the break and the exit and continue statement, right? This is the flowchart for the same: continue, do, continue, for, or continue, why, right? So as you can see over here, this is the body. If I write continue statement, it directly moves to the conditional part. Okay, it will simply ignore the statements written after the continue statement. Okay, and continues the iteration of the loop, continues the execution of the loop. It won't terminate the loop. We need to remember this thing: continue never terminate the execution of loop. It skips the iteration of the loop. Okay, the next one is the goto statement. The goto statement transfers the control unconditionally to specified line in a procedure. The syntax for goto statement is something like this. Let's say this is label 1, label 2, and label 3. For label 1, statement 1, label 2, statement 2, label 3, statement 3. After the statement 1, if I write go to label 3, then it won't execute label number 2. The control directly moves to the label number 3. It simply ignores the label number 2. Okay, and this is what the execution of go to statement. So today we have learned different kind of loops and control loop control statements. Thank you. Thanks for watching.